about to suck. All right, first what you're gonna want to do is these two tabs. You'll see this little cover on both sides of the hood. You're gonna want to take those off to get your hood off so that you don't have to realign these 3 bolts here to make your hood match the body. And then from there, it's just 2 13 millimeters here as well. You don't need to take this bottom one off. You can just let this hood spring just slide down in there. It'll be fine. You take that bolt off, you'll lose it up inside the fender, and that's not a fun time to get out. Also, most of y'all that don't have beat to death trucks, you will have a little hood light that goes right here. And you need to take that off. There's electrical connection that I believe is either back in here or it just comes straight up the side. I'm not exactly sure, but you need to disconnect that, take out your pins that go in said holes, so that way you don't strip your wire off when you take the hood off. Once you get the hood off, go ahead, disconnect your battery. Do not do anything else. Disconnect your battery first. Do not shock yourself. Next, you'll need to disconnect starter wires. It's going to be a 5/16 and a 1/2 inch. 2 are right next to each other, both on the top of the starter. Once you get the starter out, you're going to see these torque converter bolts back here. I replaced my transmission, so I have 15 millimeter torque converter bolts with a hex head in them. If you've never replaced your transmission before, it's just going to be a hex head. Do not put the same ones back in. Go get the 15 millimeter ones so you don't strip them out. Once you get done taking those torque converter bolts off, go ahead and move back to the top of the engine, get the intake off. Take off serpentine belt and your AC compressor belt. And then you're going to get to taking this entire power steering and accessory setup off. All of this on the front is going to be a 15 millimeter for the serpentine system. That is why we're pulling the engine out. Also, be sure when you're disconnecting this intake that you make sure to take those gas lines off right there, fuel lines. Also, get these 2 fuel lines off right here. It's a 3/8 up top and a 5/16 on the bottom, I think. These are the tools you're gonna need right here. Forgot to mention that I've gotten it out. Pretty much 0 issue whatsoever. Didn't strip a single bolt, which is kind of nice. We're gonna be putting this new one in. I say new. It's got 120,000 miles on it. I'm gonna put all new seals on it and everything else. I'm still gonna fix that one. However, it's gonna get probably a cam turbo and some other stuff to it if the engine's not too messed up on the inside. But I want to fully rebuild this one as well. So, and this is the one with the flat. So I forgot to mention this like earlier, but you're gonna need to take these engine mounts out, and when you do, disconnect them from the actual block. That way, when you actually tilt the whole engine out, it will actually more freely come out, because these are attached to the frame and they're grooved into the frame. So it's gonna make it kind of hard to get the engine out. These come out with a 15 millimeter and you need a socket for this side with a swivel on it, because it's right next to the AC pump in the frame. This side is pretty easy to get to, especially when you have all the accessories off. So, self-explanatory. Make sure to take your wiring harness and disconnect everything before you take the engine out. AC pump is also 15 millimeter, but you need to jack that engine up to pull this out, because the frame sits here. So good luck getting that out without jacking the engine up. The wiring harness also has a 8 millimeter bolt right there at the bottom of the engine. The very bottom of the engine. Do not forget to take that off, otherwise it'll rip out part of the harness. But if y'all have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'll answer them in either a video or like in the comment section.